Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the official ARK Podcast number 77. My name's Brad, and I'm here with the core team. Your host tonight, as always, our fantastic leader, Atlas. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you for the introduction, Brad. And folks, thank you for being here tonight. This is the 77th consecutive podcast here at ARK. And tonight, folks, we have an amazing guest, a pillar of the community, the legend, the amazing writer here at ARK, and really one of the leaders, editors of the amazing Cryptozoa family. Shout out to the Cryptozoas. Sorry, give me a second. My dog is barking, guys. Sorry, folks. Usually doesn't happen during the podcast, but yeah, we have two dogs. Thank you for your patience. So, look, guys, we're looking quite fantastic. Price of ARK at $5.74. Market cap 4,711,989 USD. The Spark prize pool looking, as always, quite fantastic at 131.43 ARK. That is a street value of $754.41. Liquidity smashing, growing, 739,000 with 28 BUSD. It's also holding 128,666 ARK. And then we also have in the ILC 474,923 BUSD in reserves. Let's get this crypto.
Yeah, let's get this crypto. Baby.
Oh, god damn.
Oh yeah, let's get this crypto.
We got a fantastic AMA coming up on the 20th with Tiamut, with the cult, the drip cult. Hope I'm saying it right. I have to pull up the actual banner. We've been having it on rotation. It's going to be a huge event, 600 BUSD giveaway. That's massive. You know, we want to make this an incredible event. Want all you folks to come. We want the drip maxis to really take the time to share with us, hear us out, and I think let us do what I think we do best, which is talk about ARK and explain to folks what's so special, what's different, why it just keeps printing and printing and growing, and how diversifying is part of being a great investor. And you're never too late to get into ARK. We've got a beautiful price chart, very stable, and we're seeing the folks here grow. NFTs keep selling left and right. Folks are understanding the amazing product, which is the Foundation Bond LP, your high yield savings account, paying 100% APR, which you can, add to it or withdraw whenever you like, and you can win this amazing Spark prize every single evening. It's like a lottery ticket that you actually just get your lottery ticket money back. You don't have to scratch anything. You don't have to get in line, and you don't lose your turn unless you withdraw your funds. So look, guys, it's looking amazing. The growth today is a monumental day here at ARK. We've crossed the 2,500 total accounts here at ARK. And that is something I think really to be proud about. Is super bullish. Something that we need to really pat ourselves on the back as a community. Shout out to the whole team. Shout out to the admins, everyone that's been rowing in the right direction, everyone that's really been taking the time to explain to other investors, to friends, family, why they're invested in ARK, why the smart money is here, why are they coming here? Why are they making a long-term investment into ARK? What makes it so sustainable? How many different ways can you invest to make money? How much can you earn? I mean, the possibilities here are I think, very interesting for folks that are looking for surviving the bear, thriving in the bear, and really, incorporating ARK into their financial projections for the future and their financial goals. So, guys, it's something I think really, really important and a pleasure. And for those people who were doubting us, instead of crowning us, I think that the warning shots have been fired. You can hear it coming. And when the tide rises, my friend, you should want to be on board the ARK.
Yeah, let's get this crypto.
Oh, god damn!
Oh yeah, let's get this crypto.
And now let's turn it over to Mr. Brett Norden. How are you, sir? I know you've been up in the mountains and the high altitude and the powder with the kids, enjoying yourself, flipping the jet. Is that a jet ski? What do they call it? The snowmobile? Like I heard you could do 3 flips in the air and let.
Yeah, we were doing the snowmobile. Yeah, but we definitely drove through the snow that Udaman and Catalyst were talking about. Yeah, it was coming down pretty good. We were at about 7,000 feet, and they had well over a foot accumulation within 24 hours. So it's coming. Yeah, and then the people in the Midwest will get it, and then the Northeast. So anybody on that side of the U.S. is gonna get it in a few days. That's kind of how everything flows. So yeah, didn't have much of a break, but it was a good it was a good little road trip. We had fun, just to get away, get out of town for a little bit, and enjoy the outdoors. Yeah, so good to be back, and looking forward to getting focused the next couple days, and big week ahead of us here at ARK. And yeah, we had some great meetings today with the dev team in the background, and just talking next steps, roadmap, and all of that stuff. So all the things that we have, we're really working toward chipping away at, and the PWA is great progress, and some of the other projects that we've had discussions about here several times. But yeah, another milestone we're looking at. We're getting close to the 150,000 mark on the foundation, so that's exciting to watch. Been curious about that contract to see how people respond to it. I think with Spark and the referral rewards, it's really adding a boost to people's understanding of that liquidity pool and helping support the protocol while giving themselves a chance to not only get those referral rewards, but then also win that Spark daily drawing. So yeah, that one's doing really well, responding well, and it's great to see the growth. And we're hitting the 2,500 wallet mark. That's a huge one. I'm hopeful that we're putting on about 1,000 wallets in this first month. That would be a great milestone. So that's some significant growth that we've seen in some other projects, but this one being during a bear market, that would be a huge success. So yeah, hats off to the team and the community for helping see the vision and get behind it and really push it here. Yeah, we did have an AMA coming up with a cult called Drip. That's the name of the channel there. Atlas, you were damn close. There's probably 10 different ways to say that, but a cult called Drip on Friday. Looking forward to that one, and introducing more new people and adding more new wallets. So that's what that's all about. And yeah. And yeah, looking forward to hearing from Catalyst today, and as always, going through a new article of his and clapping it up and showing some love to him. And as we mentioned, moving forward, we're looking forward to doing more of these community-based marketing exercises and really supporting the content creators in the community rather than, really pushing sort of the main YouTube channels as much. We've had some success with those in the past, but I think it's time to shift gears and really give some new people an opportunity to become, bigger team leaders and shining stars in this little niche of DeFi. So that's about it from me. Unless you can think of anything else, it's yeah, everything is looking great, and looking forward to a solid week of more dev work and marketing work and all those good things that we know we need to sustain the growth.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that update, Brett. And again, hey guys, milestone day, 2,500 vault accounts here at ARK. Amazing. And this is just the beginning, guys. Continuing to grow, expand, get the DGens on board. I know we're doing amazing work on our mobile app development, just getting so close. And a lot of innovations coming also to the D app through the process of perfecting and innovating, upgrading so many features here that you're seeing right now. There's so much in store. We don't want to give too much away. We've also been invited to a very, very special event that's going to be coming up. I can't say too much now, but I think it's going to be a really fun time, and it's an honor to be participating in that. I don't know what to call it. What can we say? It's an event. Yeah, it's an event. But we'll be announcing it soon. I think you guys will enjoy it. And it falls in line into the culture of ARK about being open, participating, collaborating with other projects, developers that really have the best intentions, that are working hard every day, that are proving themselves to be folks that are here to grow and better the space and educate communities. And instead of fighting and trying to steal, or play games to get investors, like, we're all working to expand the whole ecosystem, to bridge on over to so many folks that are in the real world that need some DeFi in their life. So we're not going to take too much more time talking, as we do have our breathing session with Coach Roberto this evening. He'll be showing up here in about 26 minutes. He comes in early, but I'd like to make sure we get him to do our breath. We have Catalyst with the all aboard sessions, and with that, let's get it started. Coach Brad, it's all yours.
Hey.
All aboard!
Thank you, Atlas. Hello, good morning, good evening, good day, everyone. We've got a good crowd here, good sized crowd. I see some new names. I want to thank everyone for your time and for listening. And so let's just jump right in. Let me share my screen here.
If you don't mind, I just want everyone to participate. It's very important, guys. Actually, Brad should do this. Okay, can you give them the instructions, Brad, and how the whole contest works each evening here, as we have a guest? I think there's some folks here, it's their first time that's coming to the all aboard sessions. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So to participate for the daily giveaway, guys, all you have to do is, as Catalyst is presenting his content, which today is a Medium article, you go over to Medium. We've posted it in the main channel, and you can clap. It's like on YouTube. You know, when you give a like, you can clap. The difference is on Medium, you can clap 50 times. You just continuously press the clap button until it reaches 50. Leave a comment and follow him, and then take a screenshot of that and send it to Fortunate, and you'll be entered in today's giveaway. For how many participants do we have? 34. So currently it would be a 50 BUSD giveaway. If anyone's not sure how to do that, sorry, you the man.
Oh, sorry, I was talking. Nope, sorry, keep going.
No problem. If anybody's not sure, we can walk you through how to do it. Catalyst, actually, before you start, Catalyst, you just want to show people how the claps, sort of follow you at the bottom of the screen, just for anyone who's new to Medium. And if anybody else isn't sure, just ask, and we'll walk you through how to do it. I'll turn it over to you, Catalyst.
Yeah, thank you very much, Coach Brad. The claps are down here. Can you guys see my mouse moving on the screen, down at the bottom?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So I would clap, except Medium doesn't allow me to clap for my own articles. But yeah, these are you just hit that button like Brad said, you can clap up to 50 times per article. So again, thank you in advance for your participation. This is where you would leave a comment, and then it's not on my screen, but there's probably a follow button on your screen up in this area. But that's what Brad was referring to. So let's jump right into this. I'm going to put this in edit mode because I think it will show up better. You guys might be able to see that. So as Coach Brad mentioned, this is my most recent article. It's pretty narrowly focused, and it came about because I have a wallet with 10 ARK in it, and in fact, I call this my perfect 10 because it's exactly 10. And when I was compounding and withdrawing manually, I was earning enough rewards at 2% to cover the gas fees. But after a while, I decided to use the auto allocation system. And you may or may not be aware that has a flat fee of 0.005 BNB. And what I found was that with the minimum balance, which by the way, for those that don't know, 10 ARK is the minimum requirement for a wallet in the vault. That was no longer generating enough to cover the gas fees. So I didn't want to, run in a hole. So I asked myself, well, I wonder how much I need in there to, break even on the auto allocation gas fees. So that's where this article came about. The other thing I did in this article that I haven't really done, I've played around with it in one other article, but I actually used ChatGPT to write the bulk of this article. And I'll get to that a little bit later. But so anyway, yes, I start off, where the article came from, and then, what the article is going to do. And then I also mentioned that I used ChatGPT for most of this. And a good example of that is right here. This section here is ChatGPT explaining what the auto allocation system is all about. And I found it really interesting. I really didn't have to edit much of it. And I'll talk about in a bit how I trained it to do this. But you can see here, if you're reading along, that it seems to have a pretty good understanding of the auto allocation system. You can see here the auto allocation system, or to use it, an investor needs to deposit BNB to cover the cost of the transactions. The system then uses the BNB to automatically perform compound and withdrawal actions every 24 hours based on what compound CWR schedule is selected by the user. The exact time may vary slightly each day depending on how long it takes to complete all the transactions. The auto allocation system is programmed to maintain the CWR schedule, and it will continue to perform the compound and withdrawal actions until the remaining days counter reaches 0. And as I mentioned earlier, the cost for using the auto allocation system is 0.005 BNB. By the way, as I go through this, if there's any questions, just feel free to stop me. And Brad, if I can ask a favor of you, if you see any mistakes in here, I do have this in edit mode, so I will be able to edit this in real time.
Okay.
Anyway, Chat.
Thank you,
sir. ChatGPT goes on to talk about the gas fees and the limits, and anyway, my point is that it did a really good job, in my opinion, of summarizing the auto allocation system. I didn't have a section on what are the costs of utilizing the auto allocation system. This part was also written by ChatGPT. And so ChatGPT talks about the transaction fees, and then the cost of BNB and how that can affect the transaction costs. ChatGPT goes on to say that it's important to note that the costs can add up over time, so investors should be aware of these costs when deciding how long to use the auto allocation system. And then it tells you how to calculate which what you will need. Actually, this is the goal of the article, is to calculate the minimum principal balance needed to cover the daily transaction fee. This is what I asked ChatGPT to do. Again, this was the whole point of the article, and I was kind of eager to see how it was going to calculate that. But the first thing you need to know is how much BNB you're going to need for however many days you're going to run the auto allocator. So here's an example where we're going to run the auto allocator for 30 days. At the time that I wrote the article, BNB was trading at $304. So the calculation is very simple. You just take the number of days times the flat fee, which is 0.005 BNB per day, times the cost of BNB at that time, and to run it for 30 days. In this example would be $45.60. So now we're on to the part where how do we calculate the minimum principal balance needed to cover your daily fee? I fed ChatGPT a few assumptions. I gave it the price of BNB. I gave it the price of ARK. I gave it the rewards rate that the investor was earning. And I gave it the CWR that the investor had chosen to use. In this case, a 1-to-1 compound withdrawal ratio. ChatGPT came back and said, given these assumptions, the minimum principal balance that an investor would need to have in order to cover the daily allocation fee is calculated as follows. So it took the fee, it multiplied it by the current cost of BNB, and it came up with a per transaction cost of $1.52 per day, $1.52. So it says here, to cover the cost, an investor would need to earn at least $1.52 per day. So then it went on to use the current price of ARK. It took the transaction cost divided by the current price of ARK, and it calculated the number of ARK per day that you'll need to earn in rewards, which it comes out to 0.27 ARK per day. Then if it knows that the investor is earning 2% per day in rewards, so it simply took the required ARK, it divided it by 2%, and it came out with a principal balance of 13.5 ARK. But then it also knew that the investor was utilizing a 1-to-1 compound withdrawal ratio, which meant that half of the rewards were being deposited in the wallet and half of them were being compounded. So because you're only, I guess you can look at this two different ways. I mean, you are earning 13.5 ARK, and you could say, well, that covers it. It's just that I'm only getting half in my wallet and half are being used to compound. I mean, but as we know, when you compound, they're put back into the vault and they're locked away forever. So I wanted to calculate how much ARK I would need as a principal balance in order to, for the amount that I would withdraw to cover $1.52. And because I'm on a 1-to-1 ratio, that just means I had to double this amount. And so the final answer is 27 ARK, meaning the minimum principal balance that an investor would need to have in order to cover the daily auto allocation fee is approximately 27 ARK tokens. So you can see here with my perfect 10 wallet of 10 ARK, I was short, and I was not covering my daily auto allocation fees. So this perfect 10 wallet no longer exists. It's a perfect 27 wallet now. But the good news is it is covering my auto allocation fees. So I can truly set it and forget it with my current compound withdrawal ratio. So I can run it out for 30 days, 50 days, 100 days, whatever I want. Again, this, you might be looking at this like, what an overkill article for such a simple calculation. But again, a lot of this was me playing around with ChatGPT and seeing, what it could do. And I was really happy with it. There's a couple other sections of the article. You should note that if you change your compound withdrawal ratio, that's going to change. If in the example of this calculation up here, we use the 1-to-1 ratio, but if the CWR is increased, then more rewards are being compounded and then less rewards are being withdrawn. However, the flip side of that is your principal balance will increase. So over time, you will earn more rewards. And on the other hand, if the CWR is decreased, then you have more rewards being withdrawn into your wallet. And this is another key point. So your CWR has an impact on the results, as does your rate of return. Now, hopefully nobody has fallen into a 1% rate of return for rewards, or worse. Hopefully you haven't fallen below the lower limit of your CWR lower limit of 0.75, because then you're going to be locked in at 0.5% forever. If you're not, again, the calculation above was assuming that the investor had a 2% daily rewards rate. But obviously, if you don't, and you have a lower rate, if you have a 1% rate, which happens when your net deposit value falls below 0, then you're going to have to double that number of tokens. So you're going to need 54 tokens instead of 27 tokens in your principal balance. And God forbid you have this rate, you're going to then need 4 times as much, which comes out to a principal balance of 108 ARK tokens. This is all if you're using the auto allocator. If you're manually doing your daily withdrawals and compounds, the gas fees are less. I would say, let's see, somebody's probably got a number. What are they running when you manually do it? About 30 cents, 40 cents? Does that sound right, guys?
It's about right. About 30 cents.
30 cents, yeah. So, you may be asking, well, is it even worth it to, do the auto allocator, which is running about $1.50 at the current price of BNB? In my opinion, yes. I've done it both ways. I've got multiple wallets, and after I've gotten a good handle on the ARK system, I've stopped doing it manually, because it's just, for me, the convenience factor is just well worth it. I say here, imagine no longer having to manually perform the action at the same time every single day. I mean, the time savings is key for me, but I also say that in addition to the convenience factor, you've also got a real monetary incentive. I found that when I was, while I was manually performing actions, there were more than one, a few times where I didn't do it at 24 hours and my rewards timer was just sitting at 0. And I even, one time I missed it. It took, I was like, I just couldn't get to my computer. I was doing other things and it was just sitting idle for hours, and all those things add up. So, at least in my case, I think it's worth it to pay the flat fee just to know that I'm doing it in a timely manner and I'm not losing out. I'm not missing out on any rewards. So anyway, yeah, that's the article. I did add a section here that I mentioned I'd talk about on how I train, how I trained ChatGPT, because it doesn't know anything about ARK. If you guys are playing with it and you just ask it something about ARK, it's going to say this. I don't know if you guys can read this, but I said, do you know what what the ArkFi D app is? ChatGPT says, I'm not familiar with that. It then says, can you give me more context? And then I kind of just generally asked, do you know about the ArkFi ecosystem? And it responds, I'm sorry, I don't have any information on that either. And this is typical with, anything recent. Its data that it can access is actually up to 2021. So if you ask it about anything that happened after 2021, it's not going to know about it. So it can be trained, however, and it's pretty easy. You just need to feed it the information, and then you can ask it questions about it. So to train Chat AI or Chat GPT for this article, I simply provided it with portions of content from the white paper. Each time I gave it some information, it would respond with its understanding of the content. Here's another example of dialogue between me and Chat AI. I said, may I provide you with some information regarding this project? And it said, yes, you can provide me information and I'll do my best to help you out with any questions. So, I said, it's called ArkFi. And then it said, okay, I understand. What would you like me to know about ArkFi? And then it was here that I provided it some, in this case, I gave it the section of the white paper called Ecosystem Overview. It responded with, and by the way, I do this by cutting and pasting. A few weeks ago when ChatGPT first came out, you could actually feed it a link and it would read it. Like, I remember early on, I gave it a link to the white paper and it read the entire white paper. So I could then ask it anything about any component about ARK, but it no longer accepts links. At least I can't get it to work anymore. It actually comes back and says it can't do links. So I have to actually cut and paste.
They're moving to a paid model now. A lot of the full features are going to be for the paid versions. I don't know how much you know about what they're doing now. Did you know that they're moving to a paid subscription?
I knew that was the ultimate plan. I know that they've been trying to do some price discovery and trying to figure out what people would be willing to pay for the service.
Yeah.
I assumed that that's what was happening. I know that they're also really overwhelmed with just network activity. I mean, there's some days I can't even get on. So I assume the days of being able to just give it a link and say, here, read this, that was why that was over. But yeah, I'll gladly pay for it when it comes out. It's a heck of a lot of fun. But yeah, I gave it the ecosystem overview. It responded and let me know that it knew this was its understanding. And then I was able to start asking questions. I say here, and so it goes. And at this point was when I was starting to drill down further into getting ChatGPT to produce content that I used in this article up here that I went over. And it was kind of cool. Like when it did this calculation, it broke it down like this, step by step. It said, given these assumptions, and it just laid it out. But yeah, that's the article. And are there any questions?
So when you were basically, I guess, just from what you said, so when you're trying to teach it about ARK, you basically are having a dialogue with it, and then you're feeding it that information, and then once you've done that, you can ask it to create an article about a specific part of it, or
yes,
you then need to have the article and or have that information and put that in, and then ask it to also write an article.
It's definitely a dialogue. You can see here it says, "Thank you for the details on the ARK." It goes on to say, "It sounds like this project offers a variety of default protocols, blah, blah, blah." I said, yes, that is correct. I added a couple more things that wasn't in the initial information I gave it. I said that the 2% daily ROI contract is called the ARK Vault, and the 2% daily rewards are paid in ARK tokens, which is the native token of the ARK ecosystem. It replied with, "I see, thank you for the clarification." And then it gives kind of a new revised understanding. It says, "Oh, so the ARK Vault is the primary mechanism for earning passive income on the ArkFi platform, and investors can earn 2% daily." So it goes on, and then, here's me having a dialogue. I said, yes, that's correct. And it says, "Great, I'm glad that I understood the details correctly. Is there anything else you want me to know?" And in answer to your question, that I fed it some more information, more specifically, like on the auto allocation system. I made sure it understood that. And then I was able to ask it to calculate what was the minimum daily principal balance, or the minimum principal balance I would need to cover my daily transaction fees. And that's what it calculated.
Very cool. Now, as far as you know, is that information now stored in Chat AI, or is it just stored for you?
It's just stored for me in that chat. You can open up multiple chats, but if you open up a different chat, it's not going to remember what it had in another one of your chats. However, that's going to change when the paid system comes out. It will remember everything it's ever talked about with you, even if it's been on a different chat. But
right. Well,
like
I noticed, like, you could type in there, why do cats purr? And it gives you a whole, synopsis on why cats purr. So I didn't know if, as it collected this information, from people that are putting in information to get something out, if that was then stored across its mainframe, so to speak, so that if anybody else asked about it, it would have a knowledge of it.
Atlas might know more on that, but my understanding is not at this point in time. It just remembers what it's talked about with you in a single chat. And I leave my chat windows open because I'll go back. It does take some time to train it, and you do need to word your prompts correctly. You kind of a lot of times I'm wondering who's training who, because I've learned how to communicate or to have a dialogue with it. You have to be pretty specific. So because I do have that time invested in it, I don't necessarily like to close down my chats. It will save your chats, although lately I've noticed that's not happening anymore either. And this might go back to what Atlas was referring to. Once the paid model comes out, yeah, it's going to remember everything because you're going to be paying for it to do so. And there's even
Right.
I just heard on a podcast yesterday, there's even a mobile app coming out for it for the premium version. If you pay for it, it'll just be like an assistant on your phone, and it'll remember everything that you've ever asked it or trained it.
So you think it's getting like its information from the same place that maybe Siri is, or because I just assumed it was scanning the internet, and because it's amazing
No,
some
I
of the
think,
questions that you can ask it and it has the answer to.
yeah, my understanding is there's a fixed data set that it's using right now, and I can't remember the size of it. Again, if Atlas or anybody has any information, but it's not like the entire internet. I originally thought that at first too, but from what I've learned from watching videos about it and stuff, it's a fixed data set. But what they're doing right now is they're letting people use it for free, because we're actually training it to everyone that's using it is actually correcting. Like, you can make corrections, and even if you don't want to make a correction and you just say that's wrong, that's giving it information that's valuable to it to know, oh, I didn't provide the correct answer.
Right.
The other thing, every time it responds, you have next to its response is a little thumbs up or thumbs down. So you can give it a thumbs up saying, yes, that was correct, or a thumbs down. And then if you want, you can even provide details to the development team on why that answer was not correct. And then, I assume they're taking all this information and just trying to make, ultimately making it better.
Right.
Yeah. Well, if you don't mind, guys, we're on a tight schedule. We have Coach here that is going to do the breathing session, but I would like to get the contest over with. I think we're veering a bit too much into the chat AI part of things, which we could talk about later, as we usually stay here for a couple hours each night. So if you don't mind, I want to zero back into really the message of this article. As we're having issues. It's coming up constantly in our tech support where folks are just having bad habits of compounding 100% or claiming 100% and then getting those mixed up. I mean, I don't know what I had for breakfast on Saturdays. And I could understand folks, especially coming from other ROI dApps, where that model of, choose an action each day, which really is conducive to managing ARK correctly. The percentages are extremely important. That's something that Brett did a great video. It's, we've added the CWR tips. We're really wanting to educate and steer folks into a different mindset and different actions that mathematically add up to more. If you think about it, if you're doing a 60-40 or 50-50, every day is the same action. And especially if you're going into the auto allocation, you need to heed the warning and understand that your past actions are not completely erased by you just coming into the auto allocation system. This is very important. We're seeing a couple of folks that, let's just say, have been pushing it to the limit, and then they assume that just by coming into auto allocation, they're able to just kind of wipe the slate clean. And then what's happening on the back end is these transactions, to protect them, a lot of times are getting rejected. And that's pretty much every 2 minutes trying to go ahead and do that. We're seeing a drain on the gas in the system by these actions, manually having to fix that. And it is really our responsibility. It is up to us to be here and educate. And I think that this article, Catalyst, does help quite a lot, as you're touching really here into the whole point of the system, CWR, the auto calculation. So I thank you for that. I see that you pulled up here, navigate the ArkFi Vault like a pro.
Yeah, I know we're on a tight schedule. I just want to let people know that my previous article, prior to the one I just went over, talks about just that. And I wrote this article just before we started, or, the ARK team started pushing the new mindset to, forget about doing the 100% withdrawals and 100% compounds, and to instead use a ratio. And so it just kind of coincided when we were making that shift. So I went through this article and I redid it, and I pushed down all of the daily stuff like this to the very end of the article. This was actually a suggestion by Brett, because we do want to bring to the forefront the best practices and using the compound withdrawal ratio properly. So this article, which is also out on my Medium page, talks about allocation control. And it's at the top of the article rather than the way I used to have it, because that is the message we're trying to get out, because people are getting in trouble. Some of you that have been on this pod for a few weeks know that even I myself found myself in trouble on one of my wallets, and I fell into that 0.5%. So that's another reason that every one of my wallets now are using the auto allocation systems, because I just don't want to risk it. Because like Brett has mentioned many times, and as Atlas has mentioned, there's no way you guys can remember. I mean, unless you're writing it down and tracking it, which is just just a pain. There's just no way you can remember and calculate. I mean, I guess you can. I mean, I've got spreadsheets. I mean, look at this. Who wants to be doing all this and then calculating where they're at? Just let the system take over and do it for you. Anyway, that's it, Atlas.
Well, I would actually like to invite you back to the All Aboard sessions.
All aboard!
And let's do a deep dive into this article. I think because of our time pressure today, it would definitely deserve its own segment. So if you accept that invitation, I'd greatly appreciate it. I think we're doing a great job. We've definitely seen folks, spend some time with the new tips that were created into the white paper by Brett and the great video he did for us. But let's analyze it. Let's look at it again and again. Thank you for coming and participating, and congratulations. You are taking home 100 BUSD for being selected.
Thank you, sir.
For tonight's All Aboard. And we also have now the second part of participating in the All Aboard, which is submitting to Fortunate screenshot that you've clapped up those articles. So if there's anybody here that hasn't gone to the article on Medium and logged in and done your 50 claps, and you want to win 50 BUSD tonight and spin the wheel, I encourage you to participate. Free money. Who doesn't like free money? So you have some time. We're going to go and now do the Spark rewards. I'm going to go ahead and pull up our dashboard here to show it for us, and we're going to make it happen. While I go ahead and set up the second cold storage for releasing reward. Is there anybody that has a question or a comment? Hello, Dr. Kelly. Welcome aboard. Hope you're doing well.
Hello, thank you. I just accidentally hit that button, but hi. Nearly done with the new calculator that will do the split allocations rather than the all or nothing. So hopefully that will also help in this effort. Thanks, Catalyst, for writing that article.
Thank you, Kelly.
I think we all learned something. And learning at ARK, I think, is fun. And it pays because
Catalyst went in.
Sir?
That was awesome. Yeah, Catalyst, man. Like that gave, like what you did there, you gave a different paradigm, man, where people would manually do things. and you said let the automation take care of you, just like ChatGPT does, right? So that's a beautiful thing, man. Thank you for that. That was awesome.
Easy. Like I said, it's well worth the cost, in my opinion, at least in my situation.
Wait till you see the price.
How much could it be though? Could it be like $30, $40? Could they go up to $200 if they want to? I don't think it'll go that far. I think it'll be like $10, $20.
Well, they're asking people right now to fill out a form. How much is too much? How much would be a sacrifice? Actually, do you have that information handy, Catalyst, by any chance? It is quite fascinating, the way they're doing their.
What information is that?
Survey.
Yeah, they did it. They did
a
Google form. Yeah, it's a Google form. I did the Google form. Their CEO put that Google form on Twitter, and I did it. And they're like, "How much is too much?" And I'm like, $40 is too much. How much can you afford? I said $20. How much can you sacrifice a year? I'm like, $150 for the year. Nothing more, nothing less. That was my answer. But do you think people could have said, "Oh, wow, you can charge $100 for this a month"? I doubt it. I think people are prudent that way.
Well, so people are already running businesses using that, quite profitable businesses. So that might be another part of it too, like a business license. How many queries? How much time can you spend on it? How much data and resources and energy can you consume? So very interesting. That's why I say wait till we see the price. We've seen Netflix have some issues with their price structure changes. A lot of backlash. They took a beating on their stock after making some decisions, if we recall. You know all about that. See?
Absolutely. The thing is, what happens is the stock falls. All these things falls because you lose user base. The user's base goes to YouTube Premium, goes to Disney Plus, and that's where Netflix falls. And Netflix was under fire for like sharing your password with your friends and family. I think that was the latest one. So someone wrote back to Netflix on Twitter saying, "Then why do you allow on the login page? Because you can create them, but you say to not share your password." So yeah, Netflix has been going through it quite a bit. So hopefully ChatGPT doesn't do that and just charges $20 to $30.
Alice, can I make a comment or ask a question about all of this?
Of course.
All right, so I'm very new to DeFi. Maybe I got in February of last year. So this article that Cryptozoa wrote really fascinated me, and because you're communicating with an AI, and the reason it fascinates me is because if I understood him correctly, it's only going to give you the information you're seeking because you fed it certain information. And then it's going to make deductions off of the information that you're getting. So if you were to take said white paper and upload it like he did, and I'm not talking about this project, I'm talking about any project, could this AI be evolved enough to actually tell you the validity of if a project is going to be sustainable or not?
Well, that's a loaded question.
I mean, I hate to say it that way, but that question is gonna be asked if it hasn't been asked already.
Well, it depends how you ask the question. I believe you can phrase the question and you can give data in a way that you can set it up to get the answer that you want.
Gotcha. Well, that's just it. I don't want it to give me the answer that I want. I want it to actually give me, the realistic probability.
Yeah,
hey Brian,
enough information, you can actually get it to give you some best strategy practices with it.
Gotcha.
It won't
I've got
predict.
some thoughts on that,
it
but
won't predict.
Okay.
That's the thing. It won't predict anything. You can ask it questions about certain things, but it won't predict. It won't tell you if Bitcoin's going to go up, or won't tell you what the price of ARK's going to be. It's not a predictable AI. It's only going to give you facts based off the information that it has, and it's not really connected to any type of an API or anything that it can tap into to get any relevant information at that time. So it's only going to give you information that you feed it or that it already is relevant to on that end.
Right
It's not predictable.
I wasn't looking to go and see, hey, what's Bitcoin going to do in a year from now? No, that's not what I was looking for. What I was looking for is, let's say, because I know you got me into drip, what is the realistic viability of drip rebounding, and then actually take a look at everything that has happened, present, past, and I don't want to say future, but what's going on or going to go on, because somebody's uploaded this data, and it's going to say, well, yeah, I think it should be okay. It's going to take a little time, but I think it's going to be okay. That would be.
It's not like that. It's not like that. It could give you the percentages, probabilities, how much liquidity you would need, how many investors, wallets, mathematical data of what it would take if you fed it enough information, which in itself, what I believe is a feed. But Catalyst, I think, is the right person because he's really deep in it, and he's actually used it in our white paper to give us statistics. What are the chances of being a qualified participant, for example, into winning ARK rewards that we're going to do right now? And man, should you read that one? It's mind blowing. But Catalyst, I'll let you.
This whole thing is just absolutely phenomenal. It's mind blowing, and Dr. Snook, I do know what you've done in your past. This just has to be mind blowing to you, and so like a feed, if you will. But anyway, thanks, guys. I'm enjoying this. Please go on and do your thing.
Yeah, let's continue discussing this after all of the rewards and coach with the breathing exercises. We can hang out here and talk about it all night.
We usually do. All right, folks, I think I'm ready. If you're ready to get this crypto, let's make it happen. Here we go. Here, give me a second, guys. Got distracted with that last question. Gotta do it again. All right, and tonight's winner is ending their wallet in 6 AAC. Congratulations.
Let's get this crypto.
Oh, God damn. Oh, yeah. Let's get this crypto.
Not a winner here.
Let's get this crypto.
This is always the part of the podcast where it gets real quiet. As the folks are searching through their wallets, looking at the syndicate viewer, seeing who's on their team. Maybe it's one of them. The admins are quiet. They're preparing the banner, announcing the winner that we're going to push to all of our groups and friends. And a lot of times, the winner's right here amongst us, which is a trend. It's not a matter of if, guys. I think we've proven this. It's a matter of when. And if today is your when, let us know. Oh, it does look familiar. 8AC, 6AC. Could it be? Is it somebody in Asia that's sleeping right now? Maybe a guy that works on the beach, cutting the coconuts open for the tourists. He's an investor here. This is just going to take his ARK Vault account to another level. Interesting. All right. So I guess it's not somebody in here tonight. That's wonderful. Coach Roberto, I'm so sorry to keep you waiting. People are fascinated with the new technology. ChatGPT, they're fascinated with ARK, understanding. Do you know what that's all about? Have you heard about that in the news, Coach?
Well, I'm fascinated about it,
Okay.
and I'm very grateful for Brad because he's taking me through a learning process to be able to participate. And I guess I'm doing the right thing with the automatic compounding and taking it out. So I guess I'm doing it right.
Yes, you are.
So,
Did you check if that's your wallet tonight?
Yeah, it's in my
Did you
wallet.
check if that's your wallet? Okay.
Yeah, and I did my first transfer of my profits to my bank account, and it seems like it's working.
Well, you gave up on MetaMask a year ago, so I think you got to pat yourself on the back, my friend. You've manifested to have your own personal coach. Being a coach yourself that came into your life and held you and walked you through the whole process. So, I mean, going from crypto, from this, make-believe money to real hard cash in your bank account, come a long way, baby, as they say.
It's unbelievable. But anyway, what's that?
Magic. You're seeing the effects, my friend, of the ARK printer. And the people just keep buying. Buy! We crossed 2,500 investors, vault accounts here. And it's we're almost at a month, my friend. So glad to have you on board. Always a pleasure, always an honor. And again, thank you for your patience.
You're welcome. So today we're going to cover playing with the channel.
Okay.
And
yours.
next,
I'm going to post the information about today's session in the chat for everyone.
Okay.
If you want to learn about it at another time, or if you want to read about it, I'm going to post the information for everybody now.
Yeah. So what you're going to see there is just a short overview of what playing with the channel is, and then the exercise. So the channel is, how do you breathe? Do you breathe through your mouth? Do you breathe through your nose? Is there a right or wrong way to breathe? There's all kinds of philosophies. You should only breathe through the nose. Some people think you should breathe through the mouth to be able to activate and release a lot of trauma out of your body. So there's all kinds of possibilities. It's all different channels. My belief is...
One second. Because are you using a headset?
No.
Or you're just... Okay. Last time it happened to... Whatever you did maybe like 40 seconds ago, you were really close to the microphone and you sounded perfect. And then sometimes you go kind of far away, and we can't hear you very, very well. So
Can
whatever
you hear
you
me
did,
now?
if you can stay. Okay, let's test it. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. You're very well. Yeah, thank you.
All right. So, there's different channels. It's breathing through the nose, or breathing through the mouth, or maybe breathing in the nose and coming, and exhaling through the mouth. So there's different philosophies, but the thing is to practice using the channels, and then notice how you experience what happens when you breathe through the different channels. Are you doing it deliberate? Are you doing it automatically? Have you ever tried to laugh or even cry while you're breathing through your nose? When you use the mouth, you can do different sounds like ah, a, o, u, e. You can't do that through your nose. So there's all kinds of advantages of breathing through the mouth or through the nose. Like yesterday, I had like some sort of allergy attack, I would say, and I almost couldn't breathe through my nose. So I had to like relax and breathe through my mouth most of the day. And then slowly at night, I started breathing slowly through the nose and relaxing and relaxing and relaxing. And then I was able to start like unblocking my nostrils in order to breathe. But it took some relaxation and being able to start using my nostrils to breathe instead through my mouth. So it's important that you practice. Whatever we do, it's like take the breath of the week and practice it, and then sometimes breathe through the mouth, sometimes breathe through the nose, sometimes breathe through the nose, or inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, or inhale through the mouth, inhale through the nose, or try to do both. And that's what we're going to practice now. So we're going to do the 20 breath technique, and we're going to do like 4 different ones. So we're going to start inhaling through the mouth and exhaling through the mouth. So for those that don't know the 20 breath technique, it's 4 sets of 5. It's 4 short breaths that are continuous and circular. So it sounds like this. And then the 5th one is a long one. So we're going to do that 4 times. And then we're going to do nose, in the nose, out the mouth. Then we're going to do out in the mouth, out the nose. And then we're going to try to do in and out the mouth at the same time. So are we ready?
Yes, sir. You sure need it, man. A lot of people lost a lot of money last week. They got into some really bad projects. Not here. We call them degenerates, Coach. They degenerate. They go and they gamble on crazy stuff that you're like, what were you thinking? And then, they come back, they go into their little depression hole, they're mad at the world, they're crying everywhere. And then they're looking over here at ARK and they're like, man, this is where we need to be, guys. This is where it's at. But not all of them won't tell you they're degens, but a lot of them are. So they need some breathing, man. They need to let go of a lot of that tension that's building up in their neck.
Yeah, absolutely.
In their heart and their soul. Let's get this breath, man.
So part of this is to, you have to practice in order to start you start breathing correctly. And the better you breathe and the better you use your lungs and your stomach and being able to really take in the energy, the spirit, the breath, and your life shifts. Even if you're playing this game that we're playing, so you can be more clear, more calm, more connected, so you make better decisions, and at the end you're going to end up winning instead of losing, because your mind is It's quiet. You're connected to your feelings. And so you start making clear decisions, better decisions. So let's practice. So we're going to do the 20 breath technique. We're going to inhale through the mouth, exhale through the mouth. So are we ready? So first set, here we go. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Inhale 3. Inhale 4. Then take it in deep. Let it go. Relax. Notice how you're feeling. Second set. Here we go. Inhale. 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 Inhale 4. Take it in deep. Let it go. Attention on the breath. Third set. Second set. Third. Take it in. And last set. Here we go. Inhale. 4. Take it in. 5. And hold. Inhale deep. Hold it as long as you can. Relax your body. Relax your mind. Notice how you're feeling. If you have to let it go, let it go. Close your eyes. Notice any sensations in your body. Notice any thoughts, any pain, any contraction, any heaviness. Just notice it. Don't try to get rid of anything. Just be aware of how you're feeling right now. There's nothing else to do. So now we're going to breathe in through the nose and we're going to exhale out the mouth. So we inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Okay? Here we go. First set. Inhale. Inhale 2. Inhale 3. Inhale 4. Then take it in deep. Inhale. Let it go. Yeah. Second set. Inhale. Inhale 3. Inhale 4. Take it in deep. Let it go. Third set. Here we go. Take it in deep. Let it go. And then fourth set, last set. Here we go. Inhale. Take it in deep and hold. Hold it. Relax your shoulders. Relax your mind. Just keep noticing it. Notice what's showing up. If you have to let it go, release it. If not, hold it for a little bit longer. And then let it go. Now notice the difference of mouth to mouth and then nose, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Just keep relaxing. So now we're going to inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. So here we go. Are we ready? Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale 2. Inhale 3. Inhale 4. Then inhale 5. Take it in deep. Exhale. Relax. Second set. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Then inhale deep. Let it go. Third set. Inhale. 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 Inhale deep. Let it go. And the last set. Here we go. Inhale 2. Inhale 3. Inhale 4. Then inhale and hold. Inhale. Hold it. Let it go. Now observe how you're feeling now. Notice any pain, notice any contraction, any energy movement. Just be in the present. Perhaps observe your thoughts now. So now we're going to inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. No, we're going to inhale through the mouth, exhale through the nose. Sorry. We're going to inhale through the mouth, exhale through the nose. So ready? Here we go. First set. 3. Inhale 4. Then the last one, bring it in deep through the mouth. And let it go through the nose. Second set. Inhale. Inhale 4. Then inhale 5. Let it go. Third set. Take it in deep. Let it go. And last set. Take it in deep and hold. Hold it. Let it go. You observe where you're at. And now this will be the last set. We're going to inhale through the mouth and the nose at the same time. So the way you do that is by holding your mouth open and then breathe through the nose, in and out the nose with your mouth open, and see if you can do it, okay? So take your time. Here we go. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, then take it in deep. Exhale. Second set, remember, keep your mouth open and inhale through the nose. Here we go. Inhale, 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 inhale 4, inhale 5, take it in deep. Let it go. Third set, inhale, inhale, inhale 3, inhale 4, inhale 5, take it in deep. And let it go. And last set, here we go. Inhale 3, inhale 4. Now take it in deep and hold. Hold it. Hold it so long as you can. Relax your body, relax your mind. Let's see if we can hold it for like 30 seconds, 45 seconds. If you have to release, try to hold it for a few more seconds, then let it go. If not, keep holding. Relax your body. Okay, release. And just observe how you're feeling. Or just practice. If you remember these type of breath, for 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes midday, 5 minutes in the evening, for the whole week until next week, where we're going to cover belly breathing. So if there's any questions, any sharing of the experience, you can do it now, or we can just stay in silence.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Hit the reset button again.
You're welcome.
Anybody want to share their experience? I know Z always has something interesting to say.
Absolutely, I do. So basically, my brother and his friends were going skydiving this week, and I told him about box breathing beforehand, because I'm like, when the flight comes and your adrenaline is high and the fear is up, you'll need to do something like box breathing before you jump out. and one of the lads, his name's Steve. He basically replied back to me a week later and goes, "Dude, that 4-second box breathing was dope. Like they did it like 15 minutes before, and also after as well. When they landed as well, they did the box breathing as well, and they're like, that's all you need sometimes, just the simple things, hold your breath for 4 seconds, and then exhale."
That's what the Navy SEALs do
That's
before they go into that combat.
Before they jump.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
Did you do the ride tonight, Z?
Yeah. I've been doing it for the past 15 minutes. Our days are heavy in schedule, so when Coach comes on and makes us do a seminar, I take full participation and I feel much better. Honestly, thank you, Coach.
You're welcome. And eventually you're going to learn a lot of different techniques. I'm going to cover about 21 of them, and you can create your own. But try them all, practice them all, see how you feel, which one works better for you, and just like see, he likes the box breathing, and that's an awesome technique to know and practice. So. But you can always create your own, but take your time to learn the different ones, and we're going to be doing that here. But practice, the practice is the key. See, practice it. You know, he practice.
Practice makes perfect. I think that's the way to see it. Because my brother is different from me. I think we're all different DNA samples, and with him, he lives in the adrenaline a lot, and for him to relax and breathe in, breathe out, it's like telling him to jump off a plane. He can't do it.
What he should do, like the coherent breath, where you just breathe like for 5 seconds in, and then 5 seconds out to bring them down to parasympathetic, and do that for like, if you do that, you're breathing like 6 breaths per minute, and if you do that for like 5 minutes, you know, you do about 30 breaths in 5 minutes instead of like 100 or 140. You know, when you're in sympathetic mode. So that would help him.
The mindfulness folks use that one a lot, right?
Yeah, anybody that has a lot of anxiety, you know, like your nervous system is messed up. If your heartbeat is too fast, all that, it's coherent breath. It's very powerful.
Absolutely. I'm taking notes as we speak, Coach. Because sometimes even I need to repeat those things to myself. I think we all are good at sort of suggesting things and stuff, and I'm good at suggesting things, but sometimes even following through with things can also be a parable. And us as human nature, we sort of give suggestions, but do we follow the same purpose? I mean, I do box breathing, but I should be varying it every couple of days and doing different things. So every Monday, that's my plan. That's one of the goals I've put for 2023. Where every week when Coach gives me a new variable to play with, to experiment and to hold my breath longer, and soon I'll be doing more scuba diving and more swimming. So that's when it'll come in most handy, when I can hold my breath for 3 to 5 minutes instead of a few seconds. You know.
Yeah, and there's different techniques to be able to hold your breath longer. You know. So, but it's all the practice like you're doing, you know, giving yourself, just like anything else. You know, if you're going to do the ArkFi, it's really good, you're going to do it every day, practice every day, see it, be in the calls, learn more about it, right? It's the same thing with the breath. The difference is that in the breath, you're healing. You know, you can make all the money in the world, but if you're not breathing correctly, you might not enjoy it, or you might not get to see it. And the breath is the teacher. Breath is the spirit that what's going to give you the energy. It's going to heal you. It's going to, you know, give you life. And 95% of the people in the world are breathing incorrectly. That's why so many people get sick. That's the power of the breath. At least that's my belief. And I see it, you know, when I coach people. And I've healed myself through it. I don't think I would be in the thirst now if it wasn't for the different, you know, all the breath work that I've done.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I think like down to it, some folks, they have a sort of flow with things, and you have certain tasks. And I think unconsciously we have a flow of things, but something like DeFi and trading, as Atlas knows, and a bunch of us here know, changes variables almost every single day. So you have to be ready for any sort of like confluence and distribution, and that evokes that you honestly handle your breathing. Because I think what happens is when a new parable is thrown to us, we in fact basically have a high blood pressure. Our blood pressure goes, our breathing goes up, and we're like, oh my God, my body's not used to this. And that's when we have to be able to breathe in a more conscious manner. So when I speak to Navy SEALs, when I speak to people that have done like great work and like physical work, they say the same. They say it over and over again. Your breathing. Start with the breathing.
Yes. Yes. If you see any master in anything, they're usually like, breath masters, because they're conscious and they've used the breath to their advantage, and what you're getting exposed to is what all the great athletes, all the great actors, singers, musicians, scientists and stuff I've been using for years. The Navy SEAL. Because they've learned and they become conscious. So the breath, you're going to breathe. You're breathing anyway. That actually the body's breathing you. So why not become conscious and be able to use the breath to your advantage? It doesn't really cost you anything.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And you can be practicing it while you do work, while you're trading, while you're going to the bathroom, when you're doing coffee, when you're walking, when you're swimming. You can practice it. You don't have to like add any time to your life to do it.
That's beautiful, Coach. So like this can resolve a bunch of different things. I think right now, a bunch of people in the world right now are in a place where the news, and all these things are affecting everyone's sort of stimuli in some way or form. And like two advices like I would give a person is like, one, control your breathing and be able to. And I think then breathing techniques takes it to another sort of chakra, it takes it to another level. And then the second thing is things that you can't change or you don't have like enough control over, you shouldn't be involved in. So when we look at the news, when we look at these things, like how much economic advantage Coach has to resolve inflation, for example.
Yeah.
These are, us as human beings, we can't control, but what we can control is our understanding, our own nature, and how we things. So I think breathing is really important. So what we have here every Monday is a beautiful thing where you give us all this different narratives, and then people like me sort of comment when we say, okay, this is affecting us in a different way, or that's affecting us in a different way. But after doing a session with you, honestly, I think Brad and all of us, we feel that. We feel like we have a new lease of life, or we feel refreshed, or we hallucinate for a tiny bit, and we're like, okay, this is new.
Yeah. That's awesome. That you take it on, because it's not me, it's the breath. And what I was going to say, and there's also, we're just covering like the fundamentals right now. Down the road, we'll probably have like I don't know, some sort of like a separate, let's say, call where we can breathe for an hour, and then you really see how the breath can shift you in another way.
Maybe that's what we should. That's when it gets real, right?
Yeah, that's when you really go into the subconscious and you tap into a lot of different things.
Coach has had me breathing several hours.
Alice knows.
And bro,
knows some of those.
Oh yeah. If you've never felt 10,000 volts of electricity going through your body, and you want to find out, you could do it. You could do it through breathing. It's crazy. It's intense, man. Really intense. But yeah, maybe one day, maybe over the weekend, one day we have a outside of the podcast, we just get together here at ARK, and for the folks that want to go Rambo, they want to get them, put the black marks under their eyes like the football players do, for the night games, and see what you're made of. Then it's a really good deal. We'll set it up, Coach.
Yeah.
So getting back, we do have. Yeah, we have folks waiting here too. As we have another giveaway, Coach. We're giving away 50 BUSD.
Okay.
And if you feel like hanging out, we're gonna do that. Then we're gonna let Z talk a little bit about DeFi. And we're running a bit behind tonight.
Okay.
But again, thank you. You're welcome to hang out a bit. And these folks want to make some money. They want to get this crypto.
Yeah, let's get this crypto.
Oh, God damn.
Oh, yeah, let's get this crypto.
All right. Mr. Fortunate, bring the wheel of fortune right here, live for you guys. Yes, sir. Got 15 participants. If there's anyone here who participated in clapping up the article, this amazing article from Catalyst, with the 50 claps, and you do not see your name on the list, raise your hand, unmute your mic, say hello. We don't want you to get left behind. To win $50 tonight. Okay. I think everybody's pretty much set up. Thank you, Mr. Fortunate. Nice participation, 15 folks. Not bad. We could do better, but let's take what we can get. And let's get these folks paid. So, all right, on a count of 3 to press the button. 3, 2, 1.
Again.
No fucking
way.
Is this really happening? Wow.
It's happening, sir. It's happening.
Wow. Unbelievable.
It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of how many times when it comes to you, man. Congratulations, bro.
Now 1 time, 2 times, 3rd, 3 times.
Oh, man.
Congratulations, Peter man.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow. I feel like I'm getting it again. That's what I felt about others. You will get it. You will get it eventually.
You must be living right, man.
I was just breathing. I was following the breathing, and I felt good.
Wow.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what.
I think you've got a new theme song there, you man.
I was dancing. Play again.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
There we go. Congratulations, brother. And thanks to everyone that's participated in one the past couple of days. I have not sent those out yet. We have a list we're putting together, and we're going to get to it. It's been a lot of back-end stuff here, meetings nonstop here. So we thank you for your patience, and my idea is just to sit and do everybody at the same time and send out the TXNs out through the admins. Thank you for participating. Udaman, you're gonna have to start hiding this from your community, man, because they're gonna think you got a plug in here or something. That you have some sort of connection. Maybe he's talking too much about ARK.
I was gonna say that, man. You the man. Don't tell them everything. But we know it's reality, man.
Yeah, we're here to witness it. You can't write this stuff, man. That's the beauty. And it pays to play. It pays to be involved here in this community. And there's no question about it, folks.
Man, today you demand
education. You get the education, and you get the money, and you get the entertainment. 3 in 1. That's a great thing.
You know what's happening, Atlas? Like, Udemans made Let's Get This Crypto in a different sort of dimension, right? Like, he's taking it to a different vortex. And I'm loving it.
Hey, his wife's got to be happy. Hey, you keep spending time with them folks from ARK. You're putting the bacon on the table over here, Udeman. I like what you got going on with those folks.
Great stuff.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Definitely spends a lot of time with us. So, yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure he's going to turn around. He's going to buy more ARK with it.
How did you know that?
Because there's no better place for the smart money to be, my friend. I mean, Michael Saylor's over there saying, I don't know how many thousand Bitcoins, flopping and groping all day, every day. If he was here on the ARK, he'd be calm, cool, and collected. And on Mondays, with the breath, connected. So, I don't know about you, but I'm happy I don't have to keep looking at a chart, sleeping with one eye open, worrying which whale's going to rug, or team member, or who this, or who that, or who done it. No, sir. We don't have those problems here. It's been all thought about to the smallest little detail. Ozzy, what's the last time you were in a project like that you felt, I don't have to look at the chart. I don't have to worry what color purse Richard Hart is going to wear today.
Oh man, it can be sort of, you can say it can be thrilling in the start, but then when a couple of months pass and then everyone's asking when, that's when it can get really, really high voltage. Like you're like, how do I deal with this? I mean, fortunately, that's the great thing about ROI dApps. If it's done in the right way, and the way we've designed this thing, the vault and everything, it's beautiful. It's a use case that other projects will use, and we'll take it further up. The vault is something amazing. It levels out the playing field in a different way. I don't think other ROI dApps have that pleasure. But thank you to them for giving us the fork and allowing us to enhance it in a way. So beautiful things like this can turn up, and that's why we're sort of calm and collective, because everyone feels that we're playing the same game, and we're having fun with it. We're doing Spark rewards. We're having people like SK Crypto turn up and hang with us, man. We're the cool fellas in DeFi right now, and long may that continue. These podcasts. What number are we now? 77, 78. Where are we now?
77. But
remember,
I do got a little rewind. They didn't give us any fork.
They didn't.
This was created from scratch.
Yeah.
Every bit of code, inspiration, and understanding. Hindsight 2020. Yes, but this was all re-engineered from the ground up.
Yes, and then if you're an influencer, whoever, who have the YouTube or whatever, you gotta consider ARK.
Absolutely.
The music in the background.
Jesse, could you mute your
Music is
mic?
that.
Jesse, darling.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, down to it. I thank the ROI DApp gods for giving us the ideas and guidelines, and that's just the way it is, and things improve. This is just how technology is, and fortunately, we're sitting on a really, really good project, and I think in a few years from now, when we're on our 500th podcast, we'll be talking about these days, right? And what's been happening in DeFi and everything. Whilst I say that, should we look a little bit into ZK Snarks a tiny bit? This is really brief.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I thought you never asked. Let's go to the DeFi sessions.
Let's go, guys. It'll be short and sweet, so it won't be too long. But before I go there, I want to kind of go into something interesting because Terry Tibbs keeps entertaining me. Like whenever I go to the Discord, there is a meme that I have to laugh at, man. Thank you so much. Like let's see the latest meme that Terry Tibbs has put on, and I want more to follow through. It gets a heart for me as well. But that's it. ArkFi, your money, inflation. Let's go.
Terry Tibbs delivers like a midwife.
Honestly,
Amazing.
on point every day. Entertainment galore. It's delightful to open up Discord on a day-to-day basis and see a Terry. Like, when the thing tells me there's a Terry Tip post to look forward to, I'm like, I can't wait. This is why it's full entertainment, and I want people to enjoy it. We need more partisans. I know there's some graphics designers, there's realtors, there's others here. There's you, the man. We gotta post more memes. We gotta have fun with this. That's what DeFi is about. So that's the first thing. We are almost 480 members. Let's push this forward, guys. Let's get our teams on. I'll keep repeating it till we get to 1,000 members, but we need to be up here, 1,000, 2,000 folks. But I think 1,000 is a good, consistent thing. So whilst we do that, then we can interact with things like game lobbies and have lounges and have trivia questions. I like to play those type of family games, trivias and sort of crosswords and playing poker. Those are things that we have to do if we're doing podcasts and we have 30 people online, imagine 300 now where we're doing things. So help me out here, guys. Let's get the Discord up. And the all aboard session really helps. It really does. I feel when we do all aboard, it brings in new subscribers and it brings new members onto Discord as well. So that's a beautiful thing. We'll keep that continuing. Today, as I said, I promise I'll keep it really short and sweet. The last couple of days, if you see, like we spoke about ZK Snarks a little bit, we talked about its functionality, we talked about its deliverables. Now I want to kind of focus on the DeFi solution, the layer 2 that's enhancing the ZK Snark and what it's doing, because I think that's the next step in our learning curve. So when we look into Polygon, we realized like Polygon, so it was Starkware that started off the ZK Starks rollups. So what Polygon did last year was they bought a company called Hermes. So Hermes, as we know, if we start Hermes ZK rollup, right, on Google, we'll realize that they have a scalability white paper and they created it. So for Polygon to buy them out was a big move. And once they bought out Hermes, then that produced ZK Snarks. That's when they put their stamp on it, and that's when sponsorship started happening. So I'm going to go into a bit of that and explain to you the utility there. So basically, Polygon Hermes. Can you guys see my screen? Can everybody see the screen just fine? Just give me the yes.
Yes.
Amazing. So I'm going to do a bit of reading. It's going to be a bit of storytelling. Before you put your kids to bed, it's story time now. So we're going to learn a little bit about Polygon Hermes and what they've done. So Polygon Hermes should be able to handle around 2,000 TPS, which compares to 30 TPS on the current proof of stake chain. That's what POS means. So that's their aims, guys. They want to get to 2,000 transactions per second. Currently, it's 30 TPS. So sequencers which collect transaction requests will pay a fee in Matic to propose batches to speed up computation. So they're going to use their token as a way of basically speeding things up. So Matic is a inflationary token for that mine. So to speed up computation, ZK Snarks will be used to verify ZK Snarks. The other flagship product for the ZK portfolio. So yeah, ZK Snarks has a big, you can say, value to where we go above and beyond in DeFi. If we want Nike to basically take up on DeFi, if we want if we want Ernst and Gens, if we want these big companies to use a utility, it's really important that ZK Snarks gets further up and Polygon creates the use cases. But they've done a pretty good job.
Scroll back up a little bit.
Yeah.
One quick second. Yeah, or maybe make it a little bit smaller so it doesn't. It's harder to. It's easier to see maybe if it's a little smaller. But there we go. Oh, probably too small. But no, the last part. As Starks are much more gas intensive. You didn't touch on that, and I was reading through that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's an important.
No, it's very so you're right. So the way Starks roll up is when they do their, you can say, when they do their proof check, that can be an intensive sort of that can higher up gas fee when you're doing a double confirmation, and that's what Starks were doing. So what Snarks is doing is verifying that to make it less makes it cost effective in many ways. And what I'll do is the next time we can look into the white paper and go into this a little bit, because I think this is really important. This can resolve a bunch of things in DeFi. So yeah, the current projection for mainnet will be early, like Polygon Hermes. They want to go early to 2023. So in the batch that we're now between January to April, we're going to hear much more about their mainnet. And I think a couple of days ago we spoke about their hard fork that just took place on the 16th of Jan. So that's a big update. But these are the you can say since they sort of developed ZK Snarks, these are the cool utilities that Polygon have sort of produced. So Polygon Zero, originally called Rare, acquired for 400 million. In January, Polygon claimed to be able to deliver 100 times improvement in throughput using recursive Snark Pro. So that's the first product they created. They acquired, right? So Polygon Zero, before former Mirror. Second product, Polygon Maiden, an EVM compatible Stark-based ZK rollup. This is still under development. So this thing will this will solve a bunch of things in DeFi when it comes to fast transactions. Because Polygon wants to get to 2,000 transactions per second, and to do that, it needs a compatible EVM that can provide rollups. So what you mean by rollups? You mean like 100 transactions being rolled into one transaction. And that's what this EVM will be doing. So the third product here is Polygon Nightfall, a ZK-based privacy chain focused on enterprise TradeFi. Yeah, I want to kind of touch upon the privacy side a little bit, if you guys don't mind, because I think this is important. On the privacy side, ZK Snarks really does that. So just give me 1 second. Just be able to do thing. Current project is for early project code based. Yeah, here we go. So ZK rollups are also likely attractive to Polygon in protecting privacy, which is at the core of the ZK proofs approach. With ZK, you can prove you know something without ever unveiling the underlying information. The rollout of ZK Suite next year will be helped by extremely low transaction cost and EVM equivalents, which allows projects to easily port their code base over to Polygon. Polygon's first release in the ZK space is called Hermes, which went into testnet. So this is explaining Hermes a little bit, but yeah, privacy is a big part of it as well. And I think we gave examples yesterday of how they do it. in the you can say block explorer side of things. But yeah, I'll continue with the products, right? So Polygon Nightfall is EK-based privacy chain focused on enterprise TradeFi Web3 adoption, built in conjunction with Ernst & Young. So Ernst & Young's took an interest in Polygon when they explained to them the privacy side of things, because one sort of like you can say issue that a bunch of these corporate companies have is the transparency that Etherscan shows, where anybody's wallet can expose much vast amounts of like transactions if you're a private or public company. So when Ernst & Young heard about you can say the privacy side of Polygon, that's when they announced the partnership. So this was quite big. Now this is the big one. So Polygon ID, because this is a KYC thing that bugs a lot of people, and what people don't want is a third party to be able to validate and facial ID recognize you and be able to cross-reference that, because I think that's what the NSE and all these sort of matters we've dealt with before, where anyone is allowed to check out the IDs of anybody. So Polygon sorts that out as well. So Polygon ID, a decentralized ID platform focused on snark-based privacy. Polygon Avail, a data availability layer for use as a part of modular blockchain solution, right? So ranges in data, mode, median, range. This is when we go into the quants of it. So Polygon Avail sorts that. So now Polygon Edge, formerly Polygon SDK, and a framework for building EVMs, compatible chain scaling solutions, and side chains. So Polygon Edge is there. And then we're going to have Polygon SuperNet. This is going to be big. So Polygon SuperNet's horizontal scaling solution, allowing projects to launch their own blockchain, similar to how Avalanche subnets work. So this is the other thing. Some projects, like ARK, I would say, and others, will want to launch big utility and have their own blockchain, their own layer one. And that's what the Polygon SuperNet is going to allow you to do. It's going to let you create your own mainnet, your DEX, your IDO Launchpad, and be able to optimize it to your suitable attributes. So that's pretty exciting. Next, I think tomorrow we'll explain the revenue generation side of, how Polygon are taken into mainstream. But one cool thing I'll show you is how Disney are doing it. And the way Disney are going to be doing is they're going to put a bunch of transaction rates through the Disney NFTs, and all Matic have to do is charge a 5 to 10% of transaction fee on each transaction, and they get into the multi-billions. That's just from Disney. So there's many other things that I'll go into to explain how ZK Snarks takes it into the real world and how profitable it can be for Polygon and for hodlers of Polygon and people that adopt to ZK Snarks. It's a big thing. So that sort of clears it for me, guys. I hope I didn't take too much time.
Yeah, no, very good.
Question?
Yes, you demand.
So would Panther a different layer one network, layer one blockchain? It's different than Polygon, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Maybe sometime when you do the rabbit hole, can we compare and contrast with the Panther?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to Panther Protocol. Today was a bit, I think everyone, I think Catalyst had a space and I sort of went, like, it's been a couple of days now. First, SK Crypto threw us in the rabbit hole, and then Catalyst threw us in the rabbit hole. And today, Catalyst, that was an amazing thing. I'd thank you again for giving that sort of attributes that you did. And then Coach Roberto, it's a Monday, so we had a whole breathing seminar. But tomorrow, I promise you, man, we'll go into Panther Protocol.
That's good.
All right. Let's get this crypto. All right. So do we have any other questions or comments before we go ahead and conclude tonight's podcast? Okay. Coach Brad, what do you have lined up? Do we have a guest for tomorrow?
am just waiting to confirm with Crypto Fergie about tomorrow, and if not, perhaps we can have Catalyst back on to do a deep dive.
Fantastic.
I'll be on standby. If you guys need me, I'll be happy to step up. But if you don't, I'll be a part of the pod anyway, listening in.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Great. Well, okay, folks, I think we've come to the end of tonight's podcast. Seeing here, we've been here for, say, 2 hours and 22 minutes. I want to thank all of you for participating tonight. Congratulations to Udaman for winning again on the Olive Board. Congratulations to whoever might be that won the Spark Rewards for tonight. We hope that win really takes your investment to a whole another level. A lot more winning, earning, growing each single day. Catalyst, great article. Thank you for the folks that participated in clapping it up. We're just going to, keep expanding and growing, making that really a trend and part of how ARK really expands, grows, and inspires folks to get involved, whether it's through Medium articles, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Discord. We are really sharpening our knife and getting better at going out there and really informing folks through analytics and own personal experiences, managing our investments. I really like, again, how the Crypto Badgers reviewed their 3 weeks into ARK through their YouTube channel and what they put together. And great to have them here. SK was great yesterday too. So we're going to continue on that. Coach Brad's doing a fantastic job of getting folks involved, helping them if they have questions. How do I go about writing my first article? We encourage you to take a shot at it. Get out of that comfort zone. Grow your syndicate. It's not hard, and it can be a fun process. We also want to remind everyone that if you want to participate to win $1,000 for the prize by joining the I Love ARK contest, all you got to do is add next to your name here in Telegram, I Love ARK. See that? A lot of folks already have that. It keeps growing. 5 lucky folks will be selected, and they will win $200 USD. So that's getting some traction. We're enjoying that. And we also have on the 20th a great external AMA with a fantastic group of maxis over there. And again, I don't have it in front of me. Yeah, I believe it's, what's it called again? It's called DeFi?
Occult named Drip.
Called Drip.
Okay.
Drip.
I'm gonna have to print that one out and put it on my desk. It's so many groups, guys. So many people we talk to. So many places we're going. So many places we've already been, and we'll be going back to. So yeah, that name for some reason is kind of difficult for me, but we're gonna go over there. We're gonna have fun. That's gonna be a $600 BUSD value giveaway. I think it's gonna be quite massive. Great folks. We've known them for a while, and it's an honor to be invited. It's an honor to be able to go and share with that amazing community of investors. They're hearing about ARK. They want to ask us what they consider to be the tough questions. But in fact, there's nothing difficult or tough about it. It took us 10 months to get here. And I think our community is really at a point where they're able to convey to others why the smart money is here, why they're part of ARK. And are setting the tone, setting an example for folks to come and join us. The price is stable. We crossed our threshold, 2,500 ARK Vault accounts. I was looking forward to that day. And we still have a lot of milestones to break and a lot of work to do to get there. So thank you all. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time, 6 p.m. EST, 11 p.m. UTC. For the folks that are not here present, you listen to the podcast at another time, thank you also for participating through listening. And we hope you found it educational, entertaining, and also an opportunity to be here, know what's going on, participate. Everyone, have a wonderful night. Thank you.